Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Matt Adams, and this is your Golf Central update. The biggest story of the day, the USGA is committed to bringing their championships to the Keystone State. It was announced that Oakmont Country Club will host 4 future U.S. Opens, 2 U.S. Women's Opens, the 2033 Walker Cup and the 2046 U.S. Women's Amateur. Here are some of those dates. Oakmont was already locked in for the 2025 U.S. Open. It will now also host in 2034. 2042 and 2049. The U.S. Women's Open will come to Pittsburgh in 2028 and in 2038. Oakmont has previously hosted the U.S. Open 9 times and the U.S. Women's Open twice. Merion Golf Club will also host future USGA events. The U.S. Open will return in 2030 and then again in 2050. The U.S. Women's Open will head to Merion for the first time in 2034. The big news drew big reaction from around the golf world. John Bodenhammer joined Damon Hack and Eamon Lynch on Golf Today.
It played out over the course of the last year to 18 months. It really began with a discussion about really where the players want to win their U.S. Open, men and women, and any championship that we conduct. And our friends at Oakmont and Merion really, we began to really think big and think about what might be possible as we work together in the long term to bring these great championships to these 2 great clubs and really the cathedrals of the game and where the players want to win most.
John, 2030 is obviously the centennial of Bobby Jones' win at Merion. 2050 at Merion is the centennial of Ben Hogan's US Open victory there. But do you have any hesitancy in planning out that far ahead with the US Open, given that it does take you outside of the normal time frame that the USGA will announce a venue for a major championship?
We just think there's so many great advantages to it. You know, you think about really planning around some of the anniversaries that are on that schedule. Merion in 2046 at the U.S. Women's Open, their 150th anniversary. And, you know, this list is really, I saw what you put up on the screen and I pinch myself when I look at it still and how great it is and the ability to celebrate these great championships at these storied venues. But I think the thing that it does the most for us, it creates a couple of things. One, it really goes to where the players want to win most. 2, it creates familiarity. You know, for the players, they know where they're going as they look out and as we create these experiences going forward. It allows for our viewers to have some recognition of the great holes on these places as we go forward. It allows us to work with these 2 great clubs to really think about the future and how we supercharge the championship experience for the players, the fans, the viewers as we go forward and make the right investments, not only in the course, but in other things that are outside the ropes that will just make everything better.
You know, John, this is a very Pennsylvania-centric announcement. So what are the possibilities of future announcement where a state is emphasized? Maybe California with Pebble Beach, LA Country Club, Torrey Pines.
Well, you know, we continue to have discussions and, you know, we announced Pinehurst last September. They're another one of our long-term relationships, an anchor site and multiple U.S. Opens with the same concept. Our Pinehurst friends are part of this and we're so excited. But, you know, I think, Damon, really, when you get right to it, the way that I like to think about it is really the ghosts of the past matter. And you think about the great moments that have occurred on every one of these courses and the great champions that have come through. The players want to win where those memories have unfolded and those great moments have unfolded. So when they're asked, where did you win your U.S. Open or your U.S. Amateur, they can point to Merion, Oakmont, Pinehurst, and others and say, I won there, and it means more. And so it's really exciting for us, and we think about the future. It's a surreal moment.
The official World Golf Rankings announcing today that the way that they've calculated the rankings will change starting next August. Field ratings for each event will be set by every player, not just the top 100 in the field. Minimum point levels, flagship tournaments, and home ratings are no longer needed. And all players making the cut will receive ranking points. World Golf Rankings Chairman Peter Dawson and PGA Tour Vice President Billy Schroeder joined Golf Today to discuss.
Peter, how firm are you on the fact that this is how this will look in August of 2022, or will there be some time in the next year or so to look at how the system actually runs in real time?
Well, there's been a great deal of work done simulating the system, going back in time, many, many thousands of iterations of various ideas. You know, there's over 5,000 players in the ranking, and every idea for a new system was tested back every week over the past 10 years. So it's been thoroughly tested. I'm not clever enough to say nothing will come up in the next 12 months that might involve a minor modification, but we don't think so. We're very confident that we've done our homework and preparation, but we're always open to improvement at any time.
By moving to a ranking system that's much more streamlined and assigns ranking points to a tournament based on the field, and I'll address this to Billy, is there a concern, since now that the elite players will automatically then bring more ranking point weight to an event, is there any concern about the rich getting richer, where they kind of feed the system here, where elite players in a limited field event just get more points distributed amongst themselves?
Yeah, I don't really think that would be the case at all. And the technical committee and the working groups did a great deal of analysis to ensure that players have the ability to appropriately rewarded for their performance. If the PGA Tour, the majors, or the European Tour, the Korn Ferry Tour have a greater number of points than other tours, I think it's important to remember it's because they have the most skilled players in the world. And the system itself, the ranking, is agnostic to tour affiliation, meaning that to compute the field rating, all it looks at are the scores posted or the skill level of the players in the particular field. So if a player on the tour, on a tour with more points than other tours, if he's on there, it's because he's earned it. And he's competing week in and week out against the best players in the game. But the kicker really is that making cuts or not isn't going to do it. That's not going to protect your spot in the ranking simply because there are more points that you're playing for week in and week out. You really have to perform to maintain not only your position in the ranking, but your eligibility within the tour. And the simple and short answer is that these players, they have to play well against the people in the fields, and they have to continue to earn the position that they've got.
Justin Rose has been named the 2021 recipient of the Payne Stewart Award, which is presented annually to the golfer who best exemplifies Stewart's steadfast values of character, charity, and sportsmanship. The ceremony will be televised live on Golf Channel, and his fellow pros were happy to see him earn this distinction.
Basically just a matter of time. Rosie being a great guy, got to spend a decent amount of time around him, playing against him for some years now. Him and his wife, Kate, do a lot of great things as far as giving back. And, I know he this year with some having some tournaments for the ladies overseas, but they've done stuff with, I think, blessings in a backpack for a long time. I think that's tied in there. But, yeah, like I said, both him and his wife, Kate, they do so much to give back with, not just charity but their time, and doesn't go unnoticed.
I've been lucky enough to go to a couple of the awards in Atlanta, and I think the guys that do get it are just fantastic ambassadors for the sport. They've obviously given Justin is somebody that I'm very close to, and I watch him on a daily, weekly basis. Give his life to the game in a way, and then give back with everything that he does. And I think I enjoy being around him. And yeah, like for those people that have got the award, I think it's very fitting and very deserving, because he has been great for the game, and he's doing a lot around it as well.